All right, welcome everyone. I promised I was going to cast the games the other night, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get on time.
DotA
But
team pick.
then, if you follow me on Twitter at NizCast, I then promised I would cast from the replay the next night, which is tonight, and here we are casting from the replay Digital Chaos versus Infamous for the Dota 2 Canada Cup.
Pick.
We've got losers bracket round 3. It's going to be a best of 3. Winner goes on to the losers bracket finals, who we don't know who they're going to play yet, but
10 seconds remaining.
yeah, they'll advance there. It'll be
5
one step
seconds
closer
remaining.
to taking the
Reserve
number 1
time.
seat in Dota 2 Canada Cup. Guys, I'm Niz. Welcome to the channel, and we're gonna get set to cast this. Once again, we are
Radiant
casting from the
team
replay, so I actually have two times sped up the draft here, so we can get through it a little bit quicker, and
DotA team
it'll be interesting tonight. Of course, when we get to the end of the draft, I'll have to tell you
DotA team back.
to look away for a second. Actually, I'll probably just change the scene, because I'm gonna have to reduce the speed.
Radiant
And when I
team
do it, I
back.
put my hand up in front of the
DotA
screen, in
team
front of
back.
my face, like in front of the screen, so I can't see the time or the duration of the replay or anything like that. So
10
I don't want any
seconds
spoilers. I have
5
not been on
seconds
Twitter.
remaining.
I've not been on pretty much the
Radiant
internet.
team
I
back.
haven't seen anything. I don't know about anything. I don't know the result. I don't know anything else that's going on in Dota or frankly
10
the rest of the
seconds
world.
remaining.
I've completely shut
5
myself off,
seconds
so I don't know the
remaining.
result of this. There could be a
Reserve
zombie
time.
apocalypse going on outside for all I know, but I don't know about it. Well, not yet. I'll find out, I guess, if you guys let me know in the chat, or if
Radiant
I,
team pick.
at the end of the game, if the world is
DotA
all of a
team
sudden
pick.
coming to an end. But we've got Dota to cast, so the show must go on, whether I'm sick, whether I'm, I guess, late, whether I'm whatever. Or whether the world's falling
10
apart outside.
seconds
It doesn't
remaining.
matter. We got some Dota to cast, so let's
5
cast it.
seconds
Digital
remaining.
Chaos. What have they banned out? They've banned out the
Reserve
Lone
time.
Druid, the Enchantress, the Bounty Hunter, and the Undying. Infamous banned out the Oracle, Beastmaster, Invoker, and Death Prophet. As for the picks, we got Chen and Vengeful Spirit for Digital Chaos, now a Faceless
Radiant
Void.
team
Infamous have Batrider, Gyrocopter, and Witch Doctor. So already we can tell from this, we see most likely Digital Chaos running the Faceless Void off lane, Chen in the jungle, and I expect that Vengeful Spirit to be
10
the other
seconds
support.
remaining.
Um,
5 seconds
so
remaining.
that's how I think their lanes are going to start so far.
Reserve time.
As for Infamous, Batrider we expect to be in the off lane, Gyrocopter safe lane, Witch Doctor safe lane
10
support
seconds
with the
remaining.
Gyro. Outworld
Dire
Devourer now
team
getting
pick.
picked up, expect him in the mid lane. Now it's on to Digital Chaos. The draft goes by much faster like this.
Radiant
Zeus getting
team
picked up, we
back.
expect him to be in the mid lane, going up against that Outworld Devourer.
10 seconds remaining.
Final bans. Infamous going to ban out
Dire
the Anti-Mage
team
because
back.
Digital Chaos still looking for a carry. Digital Chaos going to be banning out another support.
10 seconds
This is an
remaining.
interesting one. It could be a defensive,
5
more
seconds
defensive
remaining.
support for Infamous, or it could be a
Reserve
more
time.
aggressive support. As like I said, the Witch Doctor probably going to play this as a babysitter, although he's a little bit more of an aggressive support.
Radiant team
They want to
pick.
ban out a really aggressive one that's going to synergize well with the Batrider. Also be able to maybe set up kills with the Outworld Devourer in the mid lane. So Digital Chaos are going to remove Night Stalker.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Spirit Breaker.
Spirit Breaker.
Dire
So another
team pick.
very aggressive oriented support. Gonna get picked up. So now I think Infamous's lanes are pretty straightforward. Batrider's the offlaner. Gyrocopter, Witch
10
Doctor safe lane.
seconds
Outworld
remaining.
Devourer mid, and Spirit Breaker roaming
5
around.
seconds remaining.
Digital Chaos, they pick up a Luna. So it's going to be Luna, Vengeful Spirit safe lane, Chen in the jungle, Faceless Void off lane, and Zeus in the mid lane. Of course, there's always the opportunity that some of these teams could mix up their lanes a little bit and put the offlaner in the safe lane and kind of go aggressive with one of their lanes. I don't really think we're going to see that.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, I
5
guess
seconds
Infamous
remaining.
could do it if they decide to put Gyro and Witch Doctor in the duo offlane. Then that'll leave the Batrider at in the safe lane going up against the Void, which should be a win for the Batrider pretty easily. As for the duo off lane, Gyrocopter, Witch Doctor, they are kind of going to be able to contest, but it's so scary when all of a sudden the Chen can come out of the jungle. We saw in one of the previous games in this tournament, Aoi on that Chen, which we assume he's going to be on that Chen again. That just how effective he can be. But I'm going to quickly switch the scene and reduce our replay volume, our speed, so that you guys don't see or don't have a spoiler. So give me 1 second there. Alright, we are down to 1 time speed, and we are still paused, so maybe I should have waited to the end of the pause. But we'll be resumed here in just a second. But yeah, if the Gyrocopter and the Witch Doctor do duo off lane, they might be able to limit Luna's farm, and they might just kind of be able to split farm, in which case it would be advantage Infamous, because I imagine they do win that bottom lane with the Batrider. But I'm not really sure if it's that worthwhile of a trade, because it could be very, very risky, and then you could lose a lot of momentum behind your Gyrocopter. But we've resumed our game, so we are set to go. So, without further ado, let's introduce the teams and the players. On our Radiant side is going to be Team Infamous. We've got Ztok playing their Spear Breaker. Greedy's going to be on the Gyrocopter. Stinger is going to be on the Batrider. Kataro is going to be on the Outworld Devourer, and Excel is going to be on the Witch Doctor. As for our dire side, that's Digital Chaos. We got Bulba, the Playmaker. We saw him with some ridiculous plays and ridiculous Chronospheres in our last series that we cast of Digital Chaos. So he's going to be playing that Faceless Void once again. Look for big plays from Bulba. House MD. Didn't get to check who that is, but they're going to be playing the Zeus, so we're just going to go by calling him House. We've got, great show by the way. We've got Aoi playing the Chen. Buryu is going to be on the Vengeful Spirit. And Yawara is going to be on the Luna.
30 seconds to
Already some warding going down by the Batrider, but immediately Stinger gets countered by the Sentry Ward. And he will not have that vision to assist him in the off lane. But one of the things that's really nice about these changes, and one of the things that's kind of made the Batrider stronger, is the fact that we've got this new camp here. So even though he's kind of zoned off in the off lane, he's able to fall back and stack this camp. And Digital Chaos are going to have to keep tabs on it. And maybe the Chen will start rotating in behind. We saw Aoi make a lot of those rotations in the last series that we saw him play Chen, where he was doing these, I'm drawing on the minimap, doing these kind of rotations, coming in from behind the offlaner and ganking them just under tower. And then the offlaner's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. So we might see a little bit more of that from the Chen, and while he does that, he can walk by this camp and keep tabs on any kind of stacking, or even stop and clear it and kill the stack. He's able to do that, and now Ztok's going to find an Observer Ward as well. So both teams losing one of their Observer Wards right off the start. As for our lanes, it looks like it went exactly as expected. Void in the offlane going up against this Witch Doctor Gyrocopter combo. Mid, Zeus, Outworld Devourer, and top is that Batriders. You see First Blood there as Buryu got charged by Ztok, and then they were just able to focus him down. As the Vengeful Spirit was playing a little bit too aggressive there in the top lane and got punished for it. But this is the same kind of lane that we expected to see is the Vengeful Spirit and the Luna up here going up against the Batrider. And once again, this Spirit Breaker is going to be moving around. He might home himself up in the top lane more so than any of the other lanes, but I imagine he would be bouncing between top and mid, keeping pressure on the Zeus. That's an easy setup for, not necessarily for a kill, but maybe with a bash proc you can get a kill on the Zeus. And of course, Aoi's going to be in the jungle on that Chen. Stinger's able to come in and contest these neutrals. You know, on the bottom, Bulba's doing the same. Coming in and contest, and now he's going to get a bash proc there. As Excel, needs one more attack from Bulba. It's not going to happen. Excel's able to get through the trees and get to the safety of his tower. There's Bulba almost getting a kill there on the offlane. Both safe lane supports playing maybe a little bit too aggressive and almost getting punished for it. We saw Buryu go down as that First Blood, and then we almost saw Excel go down there. We've got a battle here for the top rune as Buryu's trying to keep control of it. But ZTalk comes running on out, and he came running out not because he expected to be able to grab that rune, but because he wanted to force Buryu to pick it up, because House was making the rotation up there, and they didn't want to give him the ability to refresh his bottle. So now he'll have to Bottle Crow, send that back on the courier, and those are slight little victories here or there that kind of go a long way when they add up over the course of a game. It just kind of helps your mid laner come out a little bit further ahead. And we've seen Outworld Devourers not really shine too much in recently, and a lot of it has been Outworld Devourer just kind of struggling in lane. And he's a lane dominator. He's meant to snowball coming out of the lanes, and we just haven't seen it. When he falls behind, it hurts, and it's really, really difficult for this hero to come back in the game. So it's good that they're doing what they can to try and help Kataro in the mid lane. And once again, Excel getting bashed up by Bulba, but this time not dropping anywhere near as low. But Bulba doing a good job here of just contesting the pull there, making sure he's getting as much XP as he possibly can in this offlane. He's already hit level 4. I imagine Stinger to be a little bit ahead. Well, he will actually not. He'll be just slightly behind. So Bulba doing a great job in this offlane. No, Bulba's the one pulling, but this isn't really for him to get XP from the pull camp. It's for him to get his creeps over there and then basically get control of the Radiant side creeps and be able to control that creep equilibrium between the top, or between the two tier 1 towers. Aui's brought his army up to the top lane, and they're gonna look to push this tier 1 tower. We've got Stinger rotated away from that top lane. We saw him go back to the fountain after clearing up that stack, and now he's in his jungle, and he's making the slow trek up to the top lane. ZTalk was charging on in, but it doesn't look like anyone from Infamous is going to be able to get there in time. They do have a glyph to help delay this, but they've got no way of defending it once the glyph ends, and they're not even going to use it. I would have liked to see them use it there, just to burn a glyph, just to use the glyph and delay their opponent slightly, because it does come up as soon as the tier 1 tower goes down. The cooldown is refreshed. It's one of the changes quite some time ago in Dota. As for our lane so far, it looks like Kataro is leading at 29-2 right now in terms of CS, but House isn't that far behind at 24-0. Both safe lane carries, both the Luna, Yawar at 27-9, and Greedy on the Gyrocopter he was at 27, but now he's at 28-7. So they're pretty much dead even, the two safe lane carries. As for the offlaners, we got Bulba sitting at 23-5, and then the Bat Rider is sitting at 18-0. So slight advantage there for Digital Chaos. Their offlaners getting a little bit more out of the lane, and we see Bulba almost a full level ahead. In fact, he is a full level ahead. He's just going to hit level 6 here with this next creep kill. And we only have that Bat Rider just barely about to hit level 5. So slight advantage for Bulba there as well. With Digital Chaos just kind of get a little bit more and more ahead. And on top of that, we've got a Chen to keep in mind on the side of Digital Chaos. So any team that runs a Chen, you expect to have an early gold advantage, assuming there hasn't been huge rotations from the opposing side, punishing the fact that there's a Chen, and that Chen isn't always readily available to be in the lanes at any moment. He can hop in and out of the jungle, but it does sometimes take some time for him to move from that jungle into the lane and move around the map.
Gold for me.
But Aui's already at 31 CS.
God bless.
Speaking of moving around the map, we've got House, Buryu, and Aui smoked up and moving directly into the Infamous jungle. They've already placed an observer ward. They're going to pass by ZTalk. And Excel might be in trouble here as Ping's going to come out. And yes, they are going to find Excel. They're going to net him with the Dark Troll Summoner. And that is a dead Witch Doctor. Now they're going to dive past the bottom tier 1 towers. Bulba has leapt on in, dropped a Chronosphere, and Greedy's going to go down. Great rotation there from Digital Chaos as they kill that safe lane farmer. But now Stinger's TP'd on in, and he's
Radiant's
got an
bottom
Invis
tower
rune.
is under
So he's
attack.
just flying around with the Firefly, and apparently he didn't check to see if there was any sentry wards up on Digital Chaos, because they drop one and immediately burst down that Bat Rider. Now Kataro goes down. Z-Talk tries to charge in, but he falls as well. As Infamous, it is just falling apart for them right now. As Digital Chaos gets so many kills there, and they're now up 5 kills to 1. On the back of a great rotation from Digital Chaos, and then Infamous, they tried to come back in, they tried to make it happen. But instead, they just ended up throwing away some more kills there. Now they're going to lose their bottom tier 1 towers. Digital Chaos continue to pull ahead as they get that tower gold and start the snowball. As Greedy, he's being greedy. He wants to get that CS. He wants to be in range, but now he's going to get stunned up by Buryu, but he does have Z-Talk behind him, so that's going to force Digital Chaos to back away. But here comes Owie. Bulba's going to leap forward. Will they have an opening here onto Z-Talk? House MD's going to start hasting on in, and he just zaps, and then Thunder God's Wraths, and there goes the Gyrocopter as he just gets blown up as, again, Infamous lose their safe lane carry. And Digital Chaos will claim another tower. This tier 2 tower is going to go down now. And even the Dark Troll Summoner summoning up those Raised Dead, getting these skeletons, which these things hit damn hard. They hit for 24. That's basically a creep. A little harder than a melee creep. And that is nothing to underestimate. Those things really help accelerate a push. And although Owie didn't have any auras there to help facilitate the push, or at least he didn't really have any offensive auras. He's got the health regen aura on the Satyr Tormentor, but he's got no attack speed buffing auras or anything like that. That tower still dropped very, very quickly. And now Z-Talk and Kataro going to try to come uphill here to protect their jungle, but immediately they're found by DC and Bulbas. Bulba's going to leap in, Chronosphere, Buryu comes in as well, and Yawar getting that kill onto Kataro. Z-Talk also going down to the Chen as Infamous lose 2 more heroes. And frankly, we saw Infamous play some incredible games recently. And this game, it's just been a complete disaster for them. Think back to the last series that they played. They absolutely crushed Game 1. Game 2, they absolutely crushed as well, and then they just struggled kind of finishing the game with some sloppy play towards the end. But they looked pretty much in control. And then, of course, Digital Chaos, we saw them play a lot recently. We saw them play up against Leviathan and then up against Shazam, and they went 3-0 in those games. And they looked fantastic, and they're continuing that as well. They're looking great right here. And Infamous really going to have to step up their game if they want to come back in this one and also have a chance in the series. Now Digital Chaos going to go for this Roche. It looks like it's going to be a free Aegis for the boys of Digital Chaos. I expect that to go on Yawar. So take that up. We got a smoke from Infamous as they're going to try to move towards the Roche Pit, but they are way too late getting there. And Stinger's at 2100 gold. They just need to find 100 more gold on him and get the Blink Dagger. It's not really worth trying to risk this. They were too late anyway, so just sit back and farm now and get this Blink Dagger up on Stinger. Speaking about Blink Daggers, let's look at the net worth, and look at that. That is the effect of Tower Gold. The top 4 are all on the side of Digital Chaos. Let's take a quick look at what that means for our net worth, and it is over 7,500 gold lead, almost 10,000 gold lead for Digital Chaos, and we're only 11 minutes into this game. XP is going to look similar, but on a little slightly smaller scales. It's only around the 5,000 XP lead for Digital Chaos, but either way, huge lead for Digital Chaos to start this game out, and it's pretty much all uphill from here for them. As well, they've got to try to break some tier 2s and eventually break some high ground. But look at this. Stinger tries to go on the offensive, but immediately Digital Chaos are there. They just immediately respond. They know when Infamous is going for a kill, and Stinger kept charging there, and he charged from a fair ways away. I think it was right around here the void was, and they chased him all the way up here. You have to expect those TPs to come in and
Radiant's
support
top
to come
tower
in
is under
from
attack.
Bulba's team there, and especially when this tier 1 tower's up, that allows you to TP in and get to that spot so quickly.
Dire's middle tower
So
is
Infamous
under
now
attack.
feel a little desperate, just trying to force it, and they keep getting
Radiant's
punished
top
every
tower
single
is under
time.
attack.
Take a quick look around, see if they've got anything promising coming out. Obviously that Blink Dagger on Stinger is going to be fantastic for them. They've almost got drums up on Greedy, which will help them fight, but it's really not that huge big ticket item. And Kotaro, I mean, he had a good laning phase, but since then he's been 0-2 and 0, and he just hasn't really been able to make an impact on this game, and he doesn't really have that snowballing coming out for him. As House going to get initiated on by Stinger, but Buryu's there. He's got the swap, immediately cancels that lasso. Stinger will get away, but Z-Talk comes charging on in. Greedy also steps in, and Yawar cleans up both of them. Might be looking to get a triple kill here as well as they look to chase down Excel, who will put his heal aura on. Yawar, they will find him, as he doesn't get it. House gets it with the zap, but either way, it's a kill going the way of Digital Chaos as they clean up 3 more kills, and now 12-1. As they took that top tier 2 tower. Now they're going to look to take the final tier 2 tower.
Radiant's
It's going to be the
middle
mid.
tower is
GG's
under
going to get
attack.
called. As that was a quick one. Wow, it was only 15 minutes. I'm glad I didn't spoil that.
Dire victory.
But a little bit of a stomp there from Digital Chaos. 13 minutes, 29 seconds, 12 kills for Digital Chaos, 1 for Infamous. Very one-sided game. That's going to wrap it up for Game 1. We'll have Game 2 in just a second. Because we're casting from the replay, we don't have to wait anywhere near as long for the players and everyone to get ready. So we'll hop into this one really quick. I'm just going to quickly take a sip of water. And yeah, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Once again, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Niz, and we'll be back with Game 2 between Infamous and Digital Chaos in just a minute.